Welcome back to another Askari Cast. My name is Rod Van Blake, author of the Yombani Chronicles and Ancient Illumination series, and I'm joined once again by Jordan Purnell Jackson.
Hey, everybody.
He is an artist and graphic illustrator, the creator of Eve of Reclamation, Eve of Insurrection, Growing in the Garden is his new STEM comic series, and he's also the illustrator on Ancient Illumination graphic novels and my Yombani Chronicles comics. We're also joined by Jocelyn Short.
Hi.
She is another comic creator, a concept artist, and illustrator. She's a creator of a series soon to come out called Bears, and she's been doing a lot of awesome concept work for other creators, book covers. If you're at all interested in any of the things that we are doing, when I upload this episode to Spotify, it will have links to our corresponding website, so you can check out our stuff. But today, we are talking about Alien, Ancient Earth, the TV series streaming right now on Disney Plus and Hulu, which is a prequel to the 1979 Alien film. We are now on episode 3, Metamorphosis. So if you have not watched up until that moment, spoiler alert if you're not all caught up, but that is where we're at. Just to give you all a heads up, research craft has crashed somewhere on Earth with alien specimens that Utani, the company, wants, and this upstart company ran by Boy Cavalier, I think is his name.
Yep.
He's the owner of Prodigy. He's got this synthetic android company where he's basically taken a bunch of ill kids that were like terminally ill with cancers and other things and put their consciousnesses into the synthetic bodies. So they're not human, but they have the consciousness in them somehow of human kids. I guess because they can adapt to the bodies better than they couldn't do the same thing with adults that were terminally ill, so they did with children. And that's the main sticking point, one of my main problems with all of this, because you know they have the minds of children and you're sending them on this rescue mission. It's all and I think because Boy Cavalier is crazy. He's a maniac. We can clearly tell that he's as smart as he is and as rich as he is. It doesn't help that he's mentally gone. He's off the chain. What do y'all think?
I agree with you. I mean, I also there were people who opposed him sending the kids
Yeah.
on this mission.
Yeah.
I so I'm catching up to you guys. I just watched basically all 3 episodes today.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
um I think it's sad that he was willing to send them out just to see what happens essentially.
Yeah.
But I also think it's kind of funny, not that he sent these kids out on this mission. They're kind of childlike wonder in the way that they're experiencing stuff. It
Yeah.
it's funny.
It
They're
is funny, but
Yeah.
you forget looking at them. I think this is kind of what's throwing me off with this particular episode. Is that when you look at them, you see adult bodies, and then they start talking and doing stuff, and I'm like, these knuckleheads, what is happening? We all know what's happening, except for their saving grace. I think is that their sense.
Yes.
Because that's the reason why they are safe from the face huggers jumping out them eggs and planting one in their throat and having all types of trauma happen later. So we have the aftermath of them finding this rescue, the ship that crashed in one of Prodigy's buildings, but the facilities and stuff aboard that ship are property of another company. So we basically have like this weird economic political conflict between these two companies and all the collateral damage and stuff that may happen in this city in the underbrush. And the weird thing too is the people around Boy Cavalier is that they're seeing it specifically as an asset thing. I don't get the impression that everybody is talking about the moral implications of sending these children. They're like, you've put too much money in these synthetic bodies to risk sending them on this crazy rescue mission. And he sees it as an opportunity. He's like, whatever's on that ship, is in my building, therefore I own it, and they just lost. You dropped your money. In his eyes, you're like, you dropped your bag of money in my building, therefore that money now belongs to me, and I'm going to take it regardless of the risks. And Kirsch kind of sees this as him moving on to something else shiny. Like we put so much money and time into these synth bodies that we're about to unveil and launch this new product, and here you go on the cusp of that, moving on to this next thing, which are these alien specimens they find.
You know what's interesting? This is a bit of an aside, but it's kind of related, kind of. I watching this. Um, I don't know if you guys have played Mass Effect.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Wow, it's been a while.
yeah. But this series, the way this is unfolding, feels like a successor to the end of the third game. Like this feels like what we would see with all of the endings in
Mm.
one, combined in one. Um, which I think is just very interesting. I know this is neither here nor there necessarily, but it's just I kept thinking of Mass Effect, of like the synthesis, like with the synthetics and the cyborgs. Um, I love how there's like this constant push and pull tug of like where does humanity end, where does technology begin, and then what parts of you do we care about, like how do we know what to care about in you because you're altered, you know
Yeah.
but then also you struggle with corporations, they throw away human life, already, and then uh now that they've invested money into you to make you not human anymore, that's when they care about you,
Yeah.
kind of. So I don't know, it's very interesting.
So I agree with all everything y'all were saying. I think in this episode is much slower. It's a little slower, and kind of it reinforces all of the talking points, but all the things that we're kind of talking about of like recovering assets, how some of the kids, because I'm just gonna call them synth kids. I don't know
The
how the
Lost
synth
Boys.
kids, the Lost Boys are treated by different members of the corporation, and even how Boy Cavalier. Like once again, it's just I don't know. We're following for me. It's like all right, everybody. I'm trusting all these characters to be exactly who they are. And Boy Cavalier continues to be who he is. And it was
Yeah.
like the thing we talked about last week, Rod. I feel like we're going down that path with Boy
He's
Cavalier.
Icarus to me.
Yeah.
Icarus, the guy who flew too close to the sun and
Oh
had
yeah.
wings made of wax, and it's only a matter of time before the wings get melted off horrifically and you fall to your death, because
Yeah.
he don't care. And so yeah, they left us on episode 2, kind of left us on a cliffhanger, because you see the xenomorph jump through the hole in the ship, tackling Joe, Wendy slash Marcy's brother, and then and I knew when we found, in my mind, I was like, there's got to be a xenomorph baby in here, because he left him in a trap in like a little shipping container below ground, and he's like got this sticky stuff that's adhered him to the back wall, and Marcy finds him, or Wendy finds him, and he's like, yo, what are you doing? And then he's trying to tell her, like, hey, like, it's right behind you. The thing that's chasing us is right there. What you going? Then she lets him go, and she's like, you get behind me. He's like, I'm a soldier. You're a child, which was hilarious, because he's many things. A soldier would not be one of them. When he like, you're not built like that, homie. You watch everybody get broke off around you, and the reason you survived is because a dead body was thrown on top of you in the corridor. Otherwise, you got ran through that 1700s party that was going on in the apartment building. You'd have got along with them had that body not knocked you to the ground and hid you temporarily from the xenomorph. And the fact when Morrow comes in and steps in when the xenomorph comes into that room. This was a very interesting episode. I'm waiting on my Matrix moment from the other Lost Boys, the kids that realize they're more than just they seem like they don't know what they are. They
Yeah.
don't know their strength. They don't know their potential. Wendy's the only one that kind of knows and may have had some type of training. But the other ones are kind of just dumbfounded and looking at stuff. Just
It's kind of interesting though. I feel like that's most kids in general. Like, kids in
Yeah.
general. Some do. Some are aware of like, that they're different,
Yeah.
but they don't necessarily see themselves as like, this high potential for like hyper greatness or like, or just big stuff. Like you can do all this big stuff. Like you might feel a difference, but I feel like most kids are just like,
Yeah.
we about to play.
Nibs is
I'll
going
play with
through
these rocks.
PTSD.
Exactly. About to play
Yeah.
with these rocks.
Yeah, or just the fact that their children and children in general have to get used to their bodies and normal function as we grow older. We become less and less awkward, more confident in what we're doing and how we're moving about in the world. And these kids have had to do it again when they weren't finished developing the first time. These are like, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old kid now having a fully adult body with some of the functionality taken away, but also extra abilities they may not be used to. So I was like, these fools are running around. Nibs is having PTSD flashbacks to when her natural body died and when the eyeball thing kind of attacked. She's still freaked out, understandably, about that. And then
That
she's
eyeball
having
thing
little,
is so crazy.
I
Like,
don't like that thing. I don't like it either. I don't like it. I don't
God.
like it.
Like it was fine when it was just, like the eyeball and it had like tentacles. Like we've seen that before.
Yeah.
But then it turned into a biblical alien angel, like
Yeah.
a biblically accurate alien angel with all those eyes. And I was like, stop.
The fact that that thing was puppeting when it was puppeting the cat body.
That was wild. That's what took me out. Hey, I'm a cat royalist. I'm a cat dad. I can't see it. I couldn't handle that. It was
That was
too much.
traumatic.
Dead
It was
cats.
traumatic. I was like, oh no, all the cat people watching.
Like, no.
So yeah, we see them follow the xenomorph down. They have a face off where Wendy looks like she barely wins. Stabbed it first when they were sitting in the shipping container. Then she gets stuck in the room with it when he shuts the door, and at the last second, the xenomorph grabs her in there. And then when Joe finally opens up the door, she see we decapitated the xenomorph, and they both pass out. Joe curls up and lays right next to her. But like when he laid down and she was laying down there, we had the alien body sitting right there. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna come transport him, and he gonna have something in him. That's what I believe is happening. And they still don't show us that. But it was weird seeing when they did surgery to him at the end, and they took his lung, I think, took one of his lungs,
Yes.
and then took the seed from the alien and purposefully combined that in this little tube and containment thing. That was weird. But the scene that had me tickled was, I think it's Shmi and Slightly, and them kind of like two little kids would do. Some crazy stuff happened to them separately.
Bro, did you see that?
Yeah.
They learn how to cuss
bro
for the
moment. I was
first
like,
time.
I can't believe I missed it. It was so cool, so sci-fi.
I wasn't there. I missed it. Damn. Yeah, they
Yo,
were having the whole conversation, and then Morrow creeps up on them and gets the drop.
Got him. That was a very tense scene.
Yeah. Oh
because
my
He
god.
busted sweat. Somebody.
He was confused because he was like,
He's like, are y'all kids?
Y'all not.
He's like, are y'all kids? I love when people are like, are you kids? And then he's like, we're not kids.
Yeah. Like it's a secret. Like,
no, we're not kids. Don't say that.
Hey, bro, you're blowing our cover right now.
We're not kids. We're in adult bodies. Why can't you tell? Okay.
I don't know if you've seen those Derek comedy skits online with the light-skinned brother with the beard who plays like 3 different kids and Derek, and they're always trying to call some hotline to change the password on their iPads so they could see adult content. That's what they remind me of. Like these guys pretending to be adults. Yes. No, I am 50 years of age, and we were going to have alcoholic drinks at some point tonight. Like it's obviously something they say in a way an adult wouldn't say it, but they're trying to seem adult to everybody. Kirsch luckily catches up to them, and this was an interesting kind of face-off with Kirsch, Morrow, and the kids. And they have the team with them. Morrow, I think, only really gives up because he sees he's outnumbered, and Kirsch ain't like Shmi and Slightly, because he knows what he can do.
Yeah.
He knows what you can do, and it's obvious when you look in his face, you can see he wasn't. He was. I think Kirsch is about that smoke. Like he's quietly confident, so he's like, "Yes, it is ours now. We are taking ownership of these specimens." Oh, and then he called him out because he knew his name. All the data transfer was kind of weird too.
Yeah, that's what that was such a that was probably that was one of my favorite scenes. Because also the way that Slightly asked him if you know they're trying to ask him hey, are you a machine? And he's like I'm not like you. I had the worst. He still has humanity. He has the worst parts of man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, we have a confirmation. We have direct confirmation. This guy is just a cyborg. If we were still confused, he's telling us he's still human. Yeah. But it was very cool to see him downloading information. And I'm I want to know more how this works. Bro, you busting sweats. You look tired. I thought his eyes were gonna pop out his head. I was like, you gonna start bleeding? What's gonna happen?
But he was too late because Kirsch already has the data.
Yeah. And then it was too late. I was like, oh man, homie already got the data. You scrubbed it. Morrow scrubbed it. He got the data, but the other company has it now.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a funny moment with them. And then he's like, when is the machine? He gives him a riddle basically. When's the machine not a machine?
Yeah.
And he's like, and I don't know if you noticed the slight perforation in Slightly's neck when he had him. There's a little circle.
Yeah, I want to know what that was about. He took Morrow took something off his cybernetic fingernail and popped it into his neck.
I think it was the data that he just siphoned, almost like a USB. There's a chip.
Yeah,
but I also think he put something. That's why he's able to communicate with them from a distance. He put an air tag or something in his neck because he starts talking to him, even though they're not in the same location. He just starts speaking to him in his head, and he's like, "Who's there?"
Yeah, I remember.
Now what you said everybody needs a friend. Will you be my friend? I was like, oh.
That's so sad. No. That stressed me out so bad. I was like, don't manipulate the baby. Don't do it.
Yeah. And the way he kind of cut off, I forget her name, but the Yutani owner. He was like, "Oh no, I'm not giving up." He's like, "This is my life's work now. I don't care about this contract and the retainer that you paid me for. We worked years getting these specimens. I'm not just gonna give up these specimens. I'm gonna get all we had and more." And he just hangs up on her. He's like, "Nah, why don't you just come back in for a debrief? It's over for you. You already done messed up." And he's like, "Oh, we're not giving this up."
He's like, "No, I don't have anything else to do."
This man is the job. Yeah, the job. He literally this is all I got. I'm like, dang, bro. I'm lost his family. So I think 60 plus years went by.
Yeah, 60
because he was speaking
like that.
I assume the original CEO daughter or granddaughter.
I think so, yeah.
And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, this man lost it all. That's sad, homie. I feel bad for you. Ain't not even fully human no more. Rough.
Yeah. I like his name also. I don't know if was his name given to him by the people who made him a cyborg. Morrow, yeah.
I don't know. We didn't get that part of the backstory yet. Whether they because Nibs had a conversation about that. She was pissed off, why does Wendy get to choose her name and we got just a bunch of names? Half of us are girls. Why are we the lost boys? And why? And it's yeah, because Wendy was first. That's why.
Oh, interesting. And it's also I love the symbolism, in this show. Wendy is the only one in Peter Pan who got to leave and grow up, So there's that. Morrow, his name, so tomorrow, but it's just Morrow. So tomorrow's already here and it's him, So just I like all of the symbology or whatever that's happening in this show.
Yeah, we don't get to see it, but I thought at first, towards the middle and the end of the episode when they were having surgery on Joe, I thought that they were taking the chest buster out of his chest. That's what I thought it happened. I thought he got ingested with the xenomorph egg, and they was like, "Oh no, we're gonna take this out and study it." But it looks like they, like I said before, they took out a whole lung on one side and then purposely let the xenomorph egg, like I guess, is gonna gestate inside this lung and see what comes from that, because it is organic material. Perhaps that'll let it. I thought it needed like the whole organism though, not just an organ. But
Yeah, that was wild to me. But I'm like, well, it's an alien. It can be parasitic or symbiotic or whatever. It'll just need some organic tissue, I guess.
so what version of Joe are we gonna get? He's gonna give him an iron lung, this
Yeah,
new
cyborg
cybernetic
Joe.
lung that replaced the old lung, because we could do that because I'm so smart.
He can run faster now. He's a better one.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The philosophical back and forth between Boy Cavalier and Curly was interesting, because he was sensing, I guess, a bit of jealousy over Wendy. Like, how does that upset you that she was first and you think she's my favorite? Or she kind of is. She's my favorite because she's first, and that's the end of it. And she's like, no, I'm not angry. He's like, so am I? Like, she challenged him, and I guess this goes back to the earlier episodes when he was talking to the, I forget her name, like the caretaker lady of the kids, when he was like, I just want to have a conversation with somebody smarter than me. So I guess it was kind of approaching that notion, and that's why he was like, no, you're not my favorite, but you're in the race. Like, you're becoming more my favorite now because I see you're challenging me in my views, and why do I care for and covet this other synth over the others? And I kind of felt like she was trying to say, like, everything that comes after, when you have somebody who makes an innovation, the first iteration is usually not the best iteration.
Oh yeah.
She's like, oh no, that's the previous model.
She ready to be better. She's like, I'll be better.
Yeah.
Didn't she learn a bunch of languages?
She said she learned French.
She thought, yeah. I'm like, she just like, learn French, like, of course.
Yeah, when? Yesterday, like last week, I learned it. Now I'm fluent in French. Because all this stuff that you care about, she's like, Wendy don't care about none of that. All the power you done gave her, everything at her fingertips, she only cares about her brother. She doesn't see the bigger picture, and therefore is the least of us and not the best of us in her eyes. At least it seems to be what she's saying. I would be interested to see if something does in fact happen to Boy Cavalier, and then one of the synths become the heir apparent to Prodigy, so that not only is the company about synthetic beings, but is now run and controlled by synthetic beings with an intellect that surpasses even his. So they become kind of more of a danger as humans kind of mess stuff up.
I'm interested in this. I'm interested in that theory just because I feel like it would be like a version of Peter Pan where the Lost Boys mutinied to mutiny Peter Pan in order to grow up.
Yeah.
And so they basically eat him and take his stuff. And
I think it's going to happen because he's going to do it to himself.
That too. It's going to be self-sabotage. He's going to destroy himself.
Put his nose up to the egg. And if Kirsch hadn't snatched him by the foot, like, you got to get out of here, homie.
Synthetics only.
Yeah, synthetic only. And nobody comes in this chamber that's not synthetic, and you're in charge. He's like, okay, so now the kids are doing chores. That was a funny part too, because the next scene you see them in these little smocks, and they're doing stuff, and Kirsch is trying to perform surgery on the egg, and they take the little seed out. I don't know what this connection that Wendy/Marcy has with the eggs, because there's some type of chittering or a buzzing that only she can hear.
A frequency. So she's clearly connected to them. And isn't this, I feel like this is a theme that's played, that's kind of like in a lot of alien films. We think about like the female character's relationship to the xenomorph. With like
character,
her almost being like a mother, like they're playing with that idea. So it's very interesting to know that like there is like, because of her synthetic body, she is picking up some frequency that they emit. Period. Which is very interesting. It's got to be
some weird spiritual connection, because we know it's not.
Because she had it before they found them, kind of, right? I feel like I'm not
when she lands, when they initially land on the planet, when they touch down, there's something that buzzes, and she steps out of the ship before they even go into the crash research vessel. She can hear something that nobody else seems to be aware of, and she's looking around like, y'all hear that?
Oh my
And
god,
nobody else
it's
is having
Final
that yet.
Fantasy 7. Is what it is.
What?
It's
What do you
Final
mean it's Final
it's
Fantasy?
it's Final Fantasy 7, okay? Alien is Genova, all right? And Cloud
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. What?
the main girl is Cloud, okay? All
Oh
right.
my God! It's a big story.
Yes, that's why she keep tweaking. That's why she hearing the stuff just like Cloud be doing.
Oh
Okay.
my God, Sephiroth.
So is
He
Morrow
be
gonna end up
tweaking
being
because
Barrett? He got the metal attachment in one hand.
oh
That's hilarious. That's funny. Morrow ends up becoming Barry.
oh my gosh. Yeah,
No,
I
oh
hope
my
so.
gosh. No, the
Yeah,
Lost Boys.
Barrett has a heart of gold. He needs his
No,
humanity
no.
back.
Slightly is her Barry. Unfortunately, he's always there. But
Ugh.
oh gosh, that's funny. All right, we got
Yeah.
to get back.
Okay.
We got to get back. We got to reel that back in. I had some thoughts. So I'm like, Final Fantasy.
Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this all turns out. Because we know Morrow has now got a way to track them because they're supposed to be Neverland is supposed they're this undisclosed location that's surrounded by ocean that they can't get to. But we already know Morrow's basically got an air tag on slightly, so he's got his location. He's just gonna find a way to maneuver his way over there. And but how do you steal everything? How's he gonna be able to take all that stuff back unless he has an army at his back? Because they've got security forces and all that. They got basically paramilitary forces. The rest, the search and rescue team, I believe, was owned by Prodigy. Because matter of fact, when they came back, they had not only Joe but the rest of his surviving squad with them. Like, y'all know too much or y'all have seen too much. We can't let y'all out in the public eye. We need to debrief y'all and see what you know, what you've seen. And they brought everything, even those little weird looking plants that were hanging from the ceiling. They brought them, and like 5 or 6 different species that they had collected, plus the xenomorph body, and now this seed that I think they took out of Joe's body, put in this lung. So, like I said, I'm waiting to see the next iteration of Joe, what he becomes later. There's gonna have to be a showdown between both the cyborg, synth, and the xenomorph. So I'm wondering if it's this new xenomorph that they are creating themselves that's going to be the final bad one, because we've already killed the first xenomorph we saw. He got his head chopped off. So there's got to be something else that's going to be hunting them. We're going to have this 3-way battle. I can't wait, and I'm hoping we get this Matrix awakening of the other kids. Like,
yeah, I need them to turn up. I need these kids to turn up.
I need them to start whipping ass immediately because they're gonna need it. Like, what's happening? Morpheus is fighting Neo. I want to see that. I want to see it happen. I want to see that turn of events where what is happening? He's starting to believe.
I want to hear the kids narrate the fight. Like I want to see them like be kids while they're fighting. Also,
that would be funny.
Like, oh my god, you just shot that dude's head off. That was crazy, right? I don't know. That was so sad. I just found this sword. It's crazy, man.
If we could see them, because that was the other thing that they were pissed off about. Slightly didn't like the fact that they could see through their eyes, like they're recording. They basically have body cams through their faces, and
that broke my heart. That broke my heart when he was like, "I don't think I like that."
Yeah, he's like, I don't think I like that. What if we get like some hardcore Henry like fight scenes where you see everything through first person as it's happening, and the commentary Jocelyn's talking about?
Okay, that's just hilarious. That's even better. That's even funnier. That would be gold.
I mean, I doubt they'll do it, but that
exactly. I'm like, they're not going to. That would be good. I would be like, whoa, this escalated fast.
Yeah.
There was something I wanted to revisit, which was the like frequency and connection thing that Wendy has to the xenomorph. I'm trying to figure out if like, we know how in the alien films they have a tracker to detect the aliens.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if is she that for this? Is she gonna be that for the show? Like, is she gonna be utilized as like the physical being that can like detect and track when
Maybe.
they're close to a xenomorph because she has this relationship to it, or
I
she can pick
wonder.
up on that frequency?
Yeah.
I'm curious. I wonder because she was dying before they turned her into. Did she have cancer? Did they say what she was sick from?
I think it was some form of cancer. That's why she didn't have any hair, and I'm assuming that that's what it was.
So I wonder. I wonder if like whatever was making her sick. Like I wonder if possibly it could be something that was already alien like that was making her sick.
Mm,
That could have maybe already existed on Earth.
yeah.
Ooh, this is
Did you,
escalating fast. We have a
did
lot.
you all get the feeling that she was feeling the anguish of the face hugger
Yes.
when they were doing the surgery and cutting
Yes.
stuff
Yeah.
open?
Yes.
And as it got in more pain, it started messing with her more, and then finally she collapsed after it snatched the seed out, or the embryo out of the face hugger, and then she collapsed. I don't think she's dead. I just think she collapsed from the amount of pain or whatever trauma the face hugger, the xenomorph thing, was going through at that moment. And perhaps there's also connection to all the alien related stuff that's feeling the same pain. So it was getting the buzzing or whatever, because all the creatures have like a hive mind, maybe. They're
And has this
screaming
been
in pain,
explored?
and it's amplifying to Wendy.
Right. Has this been explored in any other alien thing? Like, is it in a comic? Because like I didn't even know like if this show is answering that question, because it did. I've had the exact interpretation. Like it means pretty clear that like, oh, these are like hive mind alien, like these xenomorphs are hive mind, have a hive mind.
Yeah.
Based on this show, we use that. But
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't know that's how they operate. I was like, how do y'all work?
I
I'm
mean,
assuming that. I'm thinking the queen, yeah, because the queen could
oh yeah,
issue
the
orders,
queen,
but we
right?
don't.
There was a queen that controlled every. They had a queen in what Alien was that 2 or 3? One of those
Aliens.
films.
Well, in 02 and 3 had a queen.
Yeah, there was a queen in there. So yeah, so never mind. I guess we did have that, but there was no further like deeper dive into like how they're connected. And so, but I think this show adds even more context to that, which is really nice.
Yeah. What are you thinking, Jocelyn?
Yeah, Jocelyn always got thoughts.
oh, I was thinking about the most recent Alien movie about how
Romulus.
yes, about how they were all kind of moving in packs. I know it wasn't necessarily. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure if there was an actual queen in that one, but
I don't know. I haven't and haven't watched it.
oh, you
What?
got to see that one.
It's
I
on
haven't. I
Hulu.
have them all because the person over here don't like scary, so I haven't had the. I got to just watch it.
It was good. It was good.
It was
Yeah.
good.
It was good.
Yeah, and yeah. You should
Characters
watch
are
it.
stupid. We're just gonna get that out of the way. Most of humans were dumb.
Oh yeah.
Just so you know, they
But
had to be stupid.
it's not about them. The
But
movie
yeah, it's really not
the
though.
movie knows it's not about them. The movie is trying to showcase something else.
Yeah.
And boy does it showcase it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna just tell you the AI they had in that one. I mean the synthetic they had in that one was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah. So highly recommend you
Mhm.
watch that.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'll get around to them and watch them. That's kind of like why I liked watching these, even though I think Prometheus and them are prequels basically to even this. And this is the
they're
prequel
prequels.
to the 1979 film. Still liking the show. Even as slow as this episode was, it still moved the story along. I'm interested in what the characters do. I'm interested to see what Morrow's plan, because obvious he's going to storm the castle. Morrow's coming.
Can't
To
wait.
get that. Yeah, he's coming to get his stuff back. Even though it's technically Utani's, he's like, we didn't put in too much work for me to just give up on this. And I don't care how impregnable their fortress is. I'm about to go get your stuff back. Don't you worry. And hangs up on her. She's left flabbergasted that he had the audacity to hang up on her, I think. But she's going to rock with it. She has no choice. She can't reel him in. He's going to go do what he does. And we know that Kirsch is fully aware of him too. That's the other thing, is Kirsch is fully aware. Boyd Cavalier is fully aware. He don't care. He's he's got that invincibility arrogance. He thinks he's invincible, but obviously he's not, which is why I think he's gonna get got. Boy Cavalier. And then it's gonna be up to the synths to do what they need to do. And the cyborg's kind of caught in between of all this as the hybrid.
I'm very interested. I think the parallels between or not parallels. Uh what's his name? The trillionaire kid. What's his name?
The what kid?
The trillionaire kid. The prodigy.
Oh, Boy Cavalier.
Boy Cavalier. He makes me think of the guy from Squid Games. Like I don't know, you guys saw Squid Games? The first season? The
yes,
first season.
season 1. Yeah.
Okay. So like spoilers for those who haven't seen it. But at the end of season 1 of Squid Games, we find out who's behind it all, and it's essentially just a really lonely billionaire who's basically done everything, experienced everything.
Yeah.
And he wants excitement, and I thought of him when I think of Boy Cavalier. Like they have the same motivations. He's doing all this because he wants someone to talk to. He doesn't feel stimulated enough. Like he has all the money he could possibly ever have in the world. And I feel like having that much money dehumanizes you, and other people dehumanize you when you have that much money. So who can he relate to? Who's relating to him? And so he has to make people who he can relate to, which are people who are not quite human, because that's how he sees himself. That's how he's being seen.
That's a sad life.
Yeah.
Have y'all? That is a great assessment and evaluation. Are y'all also bothered by that guy who's standing in the hallway,
spraying
looking
stuff
like,
with a cigarette?
yeah,
Oh, girl.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's spraying.
What's going on? I didn't know.
Yeah, I forgot about her. You're right.
I
Oh
didn't
my
know it was a woman
gosh.
in that suit. I just saw somebody. I thought I looked once. It was an old guy. I don't know what was going on, but I'm like, what is this person spraying on this wall?
And
What
why do
is
they
that?
feel comfortable enough to have a lit cigarette hanging out their mouth while doing it? Because it can't be nothing safe. Look at the bodysuit they
They're
got
in a
on.
they're in a suit. Are they patching up the wall? Are they trying
Right,
to
like
seal
what?
something in? Like who? Why is no one talking to her? No one's talking about her. Like she's just there. I love that. I love that. Like,
It's
Just give you
creepy.
that look like what? What's going on?
I love it because it's just like an extra thing that it's just doing this in your brain while you're watching the show go on. So I love that. So I'm excited about that. When they're gonna pull her card and figure out what's going
Well,
on
and they
there.
keep showing it to you, so it's got to
Yep.
have something
They
significant.
said, "Hey, don't forget." And I'm like,
Remember this.
"We won't. We
If
won't."
you keep showing it, it's creepy.
She's weird. It's weird. It's weird.
Like you might not want to be in this hallway right now. I know you looking at me
Right.
crazy like this. You see
I'm
what
the
I'm
one with
wearing?
the suit. I'm the
Yeah.
one with the suit.
I'm
on.
good.
Yeah.
And you just walking around willy nilly. Maybe they don't
Yep.
know that that's a synth. Because it's Nibs that walks by her in the last couple scenes. You see Nibs walking, they like catch eyes and they pass each other.
Oh, one in the sense that was disregarded, just left to just clean up messes. Oh.
Well, no, I don't know if that person's a synth.
But what if they are? It works.
Or they just
It works for the story. Like you're the ones that didn't work out. Like what if that's an old person? Like what if there's an old person what if that's an adult in a synth body and they just do that every day and smoke? That's it.
Yeah. Well, because the smoke can no longer harm you. Maybe they had lung cancer. I don't know, you're having a whole ass story made up about this person in the hallway. You was down in lung cancer and you were terminal. The only reason we experimented, but we know that your minds don't take to these synth bodies very well, so we got to keep an eye on you so you don't go crazy. Yeah, that would be funny. Yeah, I like where it's going. It's
I
shaping up.
do. I'm interested. I'm very interested in this. Like I'm into it.
Yeah. And Utani's they're gonna put their own forces together, try and recover in case they feel Morrow ain't gonna work out. They gotta have plan B and C in the chamber ready to go. So it's setting up a lot of good conflict that'll be interesting to see how they resolve the issue of ownership over these specimens and everything else on that ship, the ship itself. If there's going to be some type of outside arbitration, if the alien is gonna get out and wreak some havoc. Because seeing it as this show is a prequel to Alien, then I'm like, why are the Space Marines and everybody else so surprised to find the xenomorph when they find them, if they're before the timeline and on Earth? Like, there should be records somewhere, unless they just kill everybody that knows everything about this gets killed by the end of this series, so that the knowledge is gone, so that data doesn't get out. The data that Morrow is downloaded and deleted from the ship, and the fact, or does something happen to Kirsch and he doesn't transmit that data to the rest of Prodigy? I don't know, but
I mean,
my eyes,
go ahead.
yeah, I'm just thinking somebody else should already have a catalog of these creatures now.
No, I agree. I think that I think the reality of like, this is clearly a world where corporations run stuff, like have way more power and control. And so like, you can make the argument that like, it's proprietary data and information, and you can't share that with the world. So that I would imagine Space Marines that we get may not have that. They wouldn't know about it at all because it's vaulted. It's vaulted information. And I have a feeling, if this show is going to go the way it's going to go, obviously, Neverland is probably going to be the major set piece, and probably the ending conclusion. It's a tucked away island. It's owned by a corporation. If anything catastrophic happens, like, you can't, like, the alien can't wreak as much havoc as if it was on wherever the Prodigy that building was.
It's contained.
Where, like it had it gotten out and just started wreaking havoc on all those people, like, in the streets. Now we'd have a whole there'd be, the media would be on it. There would have been no containment. So I think they, luckily in this situation, and for the sake of the whole Alien franchise, a corporation now has things contained so far.
Yeah.
And that data is that knowledge of it is still kept a secret. So I just want to know how they're going to resolve it. And I'm curious if Morrow is going to get, like, are they getting backup? Like, is he going to get some Yutani sense? Is he going to get some Yutani soap? They have different tech weapons. I just want to know.
Yeah, I want to see it.
I want to see it.
It's potentially worse to me where they're at Neverland, because sea creatures. We talking about human alien hybrids.
Oh my god!
This thing jumps in and
xenomorph octopus.
Yeah,
I'm scared.
or
No,
Oh my god!
or like a freaking blue whale. Alien
this is
hybrid.
disgusting now.
Sharks in general.
Yeah. Like,
this is worse than Venom.
It's gonna have to be destroyed, and the evidence is gone there to make it make sense why we don't see them again until the Alien film in 1979, that version.
They're gonna have to nuke Neverland Island.
Yeah, maybe that's what happens.
It's a good old fashioned nuke.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate y'all for taking the time out of your day to chop it up with me about these things, and we will be back next week. When's the 4th episode come out?
Tomorrow, right? Yep, tomorrow, 8 o'clock.
Okay, dope. We'll be back next week to talk more Alien Earth, and hope we continually enjoy it. I think we're going to continue to enjoy it, and we will talk to you all next week.
Peace.
See y'all.